second overall from Ski Norway. You know him, you love him. Rockstar energy drink pilot in that Toyota GR Supra on Nitto tires. Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Osbo. Kyle the Menace Mohan from Long Beach, California, the lone rotary in competition. I think it's a big battle for Kyle Mohan. We'll see how Frederick Osbo manages. He's got the clean air. He will get the lead. Also, third place battle, or the battle for third place is heating up too, primarily between Chelsea Denofa and Ryan Turk. Here we go, the first battle of our top 16. And Frederick Osbo throws it into the outside zone. Looks like Kyle Mohan gets checked up a little bit. You know what? That smoke is a great sign. That is showing us that, as you said, there are dry patches, but that's the bake. It slopes down. Now going to the second outside zone, you kind of want to temper it because look, minimal smoke. You're making steam. You see the wet patches, the shine. And Frederick Osbo seems to be having a lot of great composure. Ew! He was flirting on going inside. Oh boy! Mohan slaps back left, wheel gone. Big slap on that back right corner.
Wow.
And that looks, the wheel broke.
Yeah.
The barrel of the actual wheel is still within that tire. That's a big hit.
That is a big, you can see all the spokes still bolted to the hub right there, which is a good design feature. The wheel breaks first.
Yeah.
You don't break all your suspension pieces, but this is going to require some time to get that thing back into the pit area now. And but I think the story here is how imperfect Osbo's run was there, right? He's #1 qualifier.
Yep.
And on outside zone 1, watch his line. Look at where his car is positioned. He's not up high on outside zone 1. Is that strategic, or was that an error on his part? You can see that he misses the majority of outside zone #1. He's way, way, way low there. In the chase, of course, Kyle Mohan made a pretty big mistake after initiation. Right here, you can see that Osbo does get into outside zone 2 better. Still not all the way on the wall, though, but that, again, could be strategic. We don't know, because it's probably really slippery right on the edge of the wall where all the rubber was laid down. Right there, Osbo, very low amount of angle, and then Kyle Mohan hits the wall. So some errors from Osbo in the lead. That low angle through inside clip 2 is a pretty significant one there, but that hit with on the wall there with Kyle Mohan on outside zone 3, that was a pretty significant hit. The car got up in the air a little bit there. You can see it bounce up. So Osbo's angle is very low by inside clip #2. We're kind of reviewing that up here on our replay system. And watch on the replay here as we look at Kyle Mohan's hit through the puddle. Very dramatic exit of the track right there.
The scenario too here is that you talk about Osbo, is that strategic? Also take into consideration, Osbo hasn't seen wet conditions until that sight lap.
Right.
So with being the kind of guinea pig, for lack of a better term, being the first pilot to go out, might have set it up for loose settings, or for slick settings, and it actually surprisingly maybe had more grip than expected.
That is totally possible as
well. So
yeah.
there's many different scenarios that could play a role here. I mean, given that the Osbo and his team is operated by Papadakis Racing, they have so much equity and history invested in this track. Back in the day of even Stefan used to be the drifter himself. I remember when he piloted a vehicle alongside Tanner Faust, he hung up his helmet and curated his team. Taking Tanner Faust to multiple championships, obviously now taking Osbo to multiple championships. So the equity they have and the knowledge they have in regards to Irwindale is very deep. But also, I was talking with Chelsea earlier, and I don't think we've ever seen a wet competition. We might have seen practice, but I'm trying to recount if there's ever been a wet Irwindale head-to-head battle. I can't recall any. So pretty interesting. So,
it is, yeah.
So as we're getting Kyle Mohan off the course, let's learn some more about the Norwegian Hammer and his vehicle primarily of the field, Adam LZ. LZ looks like a different LZ than we've seen previously this season. Look at how patchy that is, Ryan.
Yep.
I mean, you're seeing dry spots, you're seeing wet spots. What we want to see is smoke. Now, watch how much smoke gets kicked out. The Falcon tires, oh my gosh, Matt Field backs it and spins out. Matt Field spins out and hits the wall.
I think the silence says it all, Jared. Wow.
This is huge.
Huge implications.
The shockwave that ripples through the House of Drift. This is what I was talking about. You have to take into consideration Dylan Hughes is on Falcon tires. And not to say that they're slipperier than others, but they're running similar tires. It's slick up there. We just saw Dylan back it in. Yes, you took a sight lap. Was it a full pull? Where is it at? Let's take a look at it again.
Well, the thing is, your sight lap has to be on the line you intend to run during competition, and he did his sight lap fairly low. And right there, he was on throttle trying to get out of LZ's way, I'm guessing. So he's on throttle trying to get the car to spin and hopefully drive out of the way because he doesn't want to get plowed into by that big Mustang. And he ends up on throttle, gunning it straight into the, well, not straight, but angled into the wall. So it just looks like Matt Field was up on a line that he wasn't accustomed to. It is way slipperier up on that rubbered line there than it is down low where he did his sight lap. So it seems like it's a bit of a miscalculation. You know, the sight lap is, like I said just a minute ago, you need to run the line that you tend to drift on so you know the grip level, and it is slippery up near that wall right there, because that's where the majority of drivers through practice and qualifying and practice again were running and laying down a thick coat of rubber. If you walk out there on the track, there's rubber that is pretty thick. I wouldn't say, maybe like a 1/4 inch thick out there, and it kind of curls up the little edges of it. And once you put water on that, you can imagine putting water on rubber like that, it gets very, very slippery. So I understand why Matt didn't go way up high on his sight lap, because he didn't want to do this on his sight lap. But he should have at least been up on that line and sort of like understeering a little bit, you know, maybe not full speed, just to see what the grip level's like, because clearly it was not the same up there as it was down low when he did his sight lap. So these are tricky times. You don't want to end up like Dylan Hughes, where you put it into the wall on your sight lap, but you also can't not take the chance to go up there a little bit on that sight lap so you can prepare for this competition, you know.
Talking about scenarios while you're elaborating on this as well, and I'm hearing everything you're saying, but this is just a crazy turn of events. Matt Field leading into this round, closing in. So the scenario here is he had an incomplete up front. That was independent, absolutely
Yes,
independent.
100%.
LZ is not part of that scenario.
Yeah.
Here's Dylan Hughes. We talked about that, but let's talk about this championship, because did not expect that at all.
Yeah.
You know, you take everything in consideration. So the scenarios are, Matt Field spins out, he's got an incomplete. LZ needs to have an incomplete in front of Matt Field in order for Matt Field to even have a shot.
Yes.
Probably a one more time.
Yeah.
So if that happens, they'd go to one more time, and Matt Field would absolutely be saved. Say LZ doesn't have an incomplete and he finishes, and it's decent, you know, and it gets him past. Osbo still has the second half of his battle between Mohan and him. Mohan is currently in a competition timeout. We don't know if Mohan's even going to finish his car. Osbo might get a win by default of Mohan not being able to fix his car. Those are some of the scenarios. So, and we are seeing, you know, Freddie's people. So that's the Rockstar Energy crew. They're hanging over there with Kevin, and that's obviously competition director, and that's Frederick Osbo. Helmet hasn't come off. He's got his spotter in his ear. He's got Steph Papadakis up in the spotter's tower. He's in his ear. Just insane turn of events here.
Thinking about LZ right now as well. He's sitting in his car. He knows what just happened in front of him on track, and now he knows the pressure's on him. He needs to put together a lead lap. He wants to win this round of competition right now, right? This battle. He wants to win this battle. He wants to move on to the top 8. He wants to go beyond that, right? So right now he's got his strategist, his spotter, talking to him in his ear, trying to calm him down, trying to keep him on an even keel, and saying, you just got to put down a lead. You know, typically when there's a crash like this, we say, will the driver, will the team be able to fix the car?
Look at this real quick. That's Freddie.
Osbo.
That's
You got to get
that's
this.
Sean. That's Sean. He's an Adam LZ fan right now.
Yep.
If he does this, this does not solidify that Frederick Osbo is your 2022 Formula Drift champion. That does not solidify he is your back-to-back. That does not solidify that he's another member, third member of the 3-time Formula Drift Championship Club. If LZ wins this, that does not mean any of those things. When we get over to the Mohan outcome, when we get to Osbo running, is it a bye run? Is he going against Mohan? He still does have an advantage. Mohan got into the wall independently. Mm-hmm. So there's many different pictures to be painted here. And what's crazy is, you know, all of this is unfolding, and just all the other drivers, pay attention. It's slick up top. You know, I heard. And
I'm giving Jared big eyeballs right now.
Yeah, so it's slick up top there. We're going to find out what goes on here. We're pulling Matt Field off, his Falcon tires, Drift Cave, Borla exhaust, Corvette. Crazy turn of events here. Let me get with Ryan Sage, president of Formula Drift. Ryan, if you can, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now, guys. We're hearing some stories. I don't know if anything's confirmed yet, but I'm sure we'll get some information coming to us here very shortly. And we will relay it to you as soon as we get it confirmed. So you see Matt Field there being towed away on the flatbed. I was saying earlier, I don't think the damage to his Corvette is serious enough that he won't be able to fix it in 5 minutes. So the expectation is that they will be able to fix that front right corner of Matt Field's Corvette, and he will be coming back to do the second run against Adam LZ. So I think we will get that. That's the expectation here. The hit wasn't a high-speed hit that would damage anything beyond repair, I don't believe. So we should be able to see him in competition. Osbo is getting fed some information right now about what's happening. So, he's definitely got the stare of death in his eyes right now. He's just focused.
I think it's focused. He knows what's going to get done. Updates now.
Give me all the updates.
Ryan Lontaine, Formula Drift fans, the updates here. Frederick Osbo is pulling to the line. He has a bye run. Kyle Mohan, unable to fix his vehicle. Osbo advances into the Great 8. Frederick Osbo, pilot of the Rockstar Energy Drink, Toyota GR Supra, advances on into the Great 8. He's going to take his bye run because Kyle Mohan, unable to fix his car in the competition timeout. Also, Dylan Hughes, pilot of the Royal Purple BMW, unable to fix his car in that competition timeout after he hit the wall. So Odie Bakshis will advance on. They will take their both bye runs, Osbo and Odie. Now, the big story is, as you said, you're elaborating on Matt Field, the condition of his car. That front right corner, buckled. That thing has seen a lot of contact with either drivers, including Frederick Osbo at round 1, including with walls, all these certain things for Matt Field. The big thing here is you can see the 5-minute clock, the NGK competition timeout being utilized. Here's the bracket. Frederick Osbo will move on. Edimus Odie Bakshis will move on. Matt Field and Adam LZ, TBD, but that we just saw what unfolded for Matt Field hitting the wall. The question is now, will Adam LZ deliver a good lead run, knocking out Matt Field? That would solidify Frederick Osbo as your 2022 Formula Drift champion, back-to-back champion, and 3-time champion. The Norwegian Hammer could lock it up. Not right now, but Field still has the fate in his hands. More importantly, Adam LZ has the fate in his hands. Here's Frederick Osbo. This could be a potential victory lap for him. You can see that front right corner of Matt Field. Here it is, your defending champion, Frederick Osbo, in that Toyota GR Supra, the Rockstar Energy Drink, flowing through the veins, Nitto tires on the corners. The Rockstar Energy Toyota GR Supra got a victory in Atlanta. Second in points, 11 points behind Matt Field. He completes his bye run. He advances on. He is now 4 points ahead as lightning strikes in the back. The Norwegian Hammer harnessing the power of Thor. High fives all around for the Rockstar Energy Drink team. Toyota solidifies the Automotive Manufacturers Cup.
So earlier on Osbo's first lead run against Mohan, we were saying, is it strategy? Did he miss his line? Was the initiation wrong? Was he not able to get the car up? It seems like it was strategy. They knew the line was slippery up there, and he said, you know what? I'm just going to keep it safe on a line that I know is grippy and dry, because if I go up high, what happened to them is going to happen to me. Potentially. That's what it looks like, right?
Twice in a row.
Yeah. So, you know, if you expect as a lead car in the first run, you set the bar just below the slippery part of the track up near the wall. If the chase driver that then goes into the lead on the second run goes up there really, really high, chances are they're going to go in the wall, or they're going to try to match the line you took. That's a good strategy, I think, because it kept him out of the wall. It basically got him that win.
I'm analyzing what's going on here. You can see that they don't have hands on the car. So right now, Matt Field and his team, you can see all hands on deck. What's going to transpire here? They have 5 minutes once they get hands on the car. They're going to break it down. The 5-minute clock has started. So they are on that front right corner. But right now, you can see Adam LZ looking on. That's Frederick Osbo. He's watching the stream. Here's Odie Bakshi's. This is his bye run. Unfortunately, Dylan Hughes in the Royal Purple BMW not able to make it in his competition timeout. Odie Bakshi's taking that lower line.
More strategy.
I think that's a tempered, smart approach. We've seen back-to-back Falcon tires. You know, they're again not slicker than any, but it's position of the car. You know, it's where you're at. We talked about this earlier, coincidentally, with Adam LZ.
Yeah.
Adam LZ at breakfast this morning, got my acai bowl, saw them there, and he says, tight to the wall is really loose, and then that 2 feet off, it's got grip. We are 1 minute into our NGK competition timeout. So there it is, moving on into the grade 8, Osbo and Bakshi's. Here is the Matt Field team. The Drift Cave is thrashing. Matt Field, look at that. You see he's got power tools in his hand. He's gonna knock off that front right corner. They're pulling the headlight off. Less than 4 minutes left. 5 minutes allotment. Can they get the car back up and running? That is the question first and foremost. If they get the car back up and running, he'll be in the chase position against Adam LZ. The championship now is 5 minutes, right? So now 3.5 minutes. They have to get the car back together. Otherwise, they lose by default to Adam LZ, and Frederick Osbo will be your 2022 Formula Drift champion. You can see the Part Shop Max, the gold, the signature gold, the field suspension on the corners, the carbon Kevlar, the HGK, the Falcon tires on the corners, the Forge Star wheels, and you can see the excitement, the fervor. Look at how many hands are on deck. This is it. I mean, this is literally it. Just getting the car together, Ryan. That's what they need to do first and foremost. Then they need to go against Adam LZ. Then Adam LZ needs to put down a lead run, and then we'll find out the outcome. Osbo, Field, the clock ticks.
This is good entertainment, Jared. Look at how many people are working on that car. The time's going down. You can tell how Field cares about this. You know, you see other drivers sitting behind the wheel with their helmet on, waiting. He's got everything off. He's there with his hands on everything, making sure that it's going to be done quickly and done right.
He says broken right side, upper and lower, the shock. They have corners, they have parts. You see him sitting there to the right. Can they do it? You know, the tools are out here. 2 minutes. Let's see that clock. Kevin out there in the background. 2 minutes, 2-minute warning. You know, this isn't a stick and ball sport, but every minute counts, especially in times like these. The championship, again, is on the line. If he does not get this car back together and on the ground in 2 minutes, the championship is Frederick Osbo's. And this is just what rain is all about. It's sticky, it's slippery, it's odd, it's weird. And guess what? Drifting, the drama continues. It's a culmination of 8 rounds. It's not just 1 round. This is Irwindale. This is 8th round of 8. There's 7 previous rounds. We've seen a different winner each round. Matt Field has not been one of those. Frederick Osbo won in Atlanta. It's about attrition, keeping the car together, keeping the team tight and right, and not saying that they have not done that, but that is what is coming now. 1 minute and 20 seconds for a championship. The power tools are out. The shock is on. The wheel needs to be on the ground. I don't know if they have time. It's not looking promising. Matt Field and his team could very well be, and it looks like all signs are saying, that they will be second place in our 2022 championship. 1 minute, 60 seconds, and the clock is ticking down. The Rockstar team watching on. Frederick, he's watching the live stream. He's seeing what's going down. Frederick Osbo, two-time Formula Drift champion. He won a few years ago, and now here he is again. 2022 champion, is he going for it? 2021 championship, back-to-back. And with this championship, he will join the three-time championship club. Chris the Force Forsberg, James the Machine Dean representing Ireland, and now a Norwegian will join that three-time championship club. The Hans device goes on, and Matt Field sits inside of his vehicle, and that's exactly where he needs to be in 10 seconds. This is the drama that unfolds, and it looks like Frederick Osbo will be your 2022 Formula Drift champion. And it's not official till Adam LZ runs on the course, but we know that the car runs. Round of applause for Matt Field and his team. Again, unofficially, you see the Rockstar team, Steve Mateus, Jen, and Rockstar Energy team, the official energy drink of Formula Drift, Frederick Osbo. You know, coming into this round, you know who just spoiled this whole thing and just was Mother Nature. The rain played a massive role in this event. This is our final round, the title fight. Again, unofficially, he is your champion. It's not official till Adam LZ pulls to the line and takes his run. Adam LZ is in the burnout box. Pre-celebration begins. And once Adam LZ leaves that start line, Frederick Osbo will officially be your back-to-back defending and three-time Formula Drift champion. Adam LZ pulls to the line. There's Dmitry Brutsky, two-time Pro Spec champion. Hugs all around. Rockstar will be popped. And here we go. Back to the start line to see Adam LZ. And once he crosses that start line, Frederick Osbo is now officially your 2022 Formula Drift Pro Champion. Adam LZ goes around the course. Lay out and listen as Adam LZ progresses into the Grade 8 for the first time this year. And there it is. Make some noise for your 2022 Formula Drift Pro Champion. Piling that Rockstar Energy Toyota GR Supra. Now, three-time and defending back-to-back FD champion, Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Osbo. Make some noise, Irwindale. Let's go down to Lorette Nickel, who is with our now.
Due to the angle of the hit, and
Here we go.
Here we go. Next battle.
So, not only are we crowning a champion, but we're crowning a winner of Irwindale. So Travis Reeder, Chelsea Denofa, these guys good friends, and look at that. So now they're all saying, okay, let's keep it low.
Yeah.
Let's keep it low. And I think everybody's going to do that because we saw all these lead cars go into the wall. They're going to keep it off the wall. And surprisingly, we were talking about the bank, how the water's streaming down, but guess what? The second outside zone, it seems to be drier. It's more consistent. Oh, man. Great run by Travis Reeder and Chelsea Denofa. Great way to kick back up. Get the vibe going, baby! Look at that. That smoke there. That is a sign of a good time, my friend. Wow.
All right, let's see what kind of replay we can get here.
Oh, there it is.
All right, Travis Reeder up front. Chelsea Denofa in the chase. Little bobble from Chelsea in the chase position there. Getting himself nice and close to Reeder on a slightly lower line, but moves it back to where he should be near the end of outside zone number 1. Transition here, great job by Reeder, and you see Denofa there getting himself positioned. Reeder had a little bobble at the beginning of outside zone number 2. Chelsea right there with him, great proximity, great mimic, nice and tight through the finish line.
Clear to send run 2. Here we go with the second portion. That was a great way to get back in, just crazy. So great to see, don't want to see a champion be crowned this early on. Would love to kind of see them meet in Final Four, talking about Matt and Frederick Osbo. But right now, whoa, Reeder surges to the side of the, and Reeder looks like he gets out of shape. He shoots off, but Chelsea Denofa continues on. Chelsea Denofa in that second outside zone. There goes Travis Reeder, but he had that major mistake in the chase position. Chelsea Denofa, he got a win in Seattle earlier this year. Woo! Oh no, Chelsea. So here's the reality. That was exciting, but you have to have control across the finish line. Let's look at this again. So watch Travis Reeder. Okay, so taking a look back here.
Yeah, there was
Get the bird's eye
contact.
view.
Contact on outside zone 1. It looks like Reeder got into, maybe it was just a light touch. Watch right here as he straightens up.
Oh.
Was there contact with Chelsea's left rear wheel potentially?
Oh yeah. Watch Reeder's.
Yeah, the front
right
end comes
bumper
off of his car there, right? And then you see Chelsea continuing through outside zone 2 here. Little bobble right there. I think the big question is over the finish line. We talked about this earlier, spinning over the finish line is not something that we want to see. We want the drivers to be in control over the finish line. And again, this is something that the drivers have pushed us for and are all in agreement with. They all want the drivers to be held responsible for a spin over the finish line. So that is a clear and obvious spin from Chelsea over the finish line, trying to put an exclamation point on his run with a lot of angle at the finish line.
You can see the Toyota teammates of Ryan Turk, who is gunning for 3rd place. He came in 5th, only 10 points behind that man, Chelsea Denofa. The scenario is, as you're saying, Ryan, as I see you looking at multiple different angles here, the drivers awaiting the outcome. The scenario is, as you said, control through the finish line. This would essentially, by first glance, seeing Travis Reeder, contact, comes out of shape, Chelsea Denofa goes across the finish line. You talked about it, I'm just elaborating on what you said. It looked to me that he spun out. He didn't have control.
Yep, that's exactly it, Jared. So that'll be an incomplete from both drivers independently. The chase driver incompleted first, and then, of course, the lead driver incompleted on his own at the finish line. So in that situation, Chelsea's going to be, I'm sure, a little upset with himself there. All he needed to do was get over that finish line and complete the run, and I believe that would have been his to win right there. Now it comes down to the first run. Because both drivers incompleted in run 2, we revert back to run 1, where we will look at who did a better job. Now it's, of course, comparing apples to oranges because we're comparing a lead run to a chase run. And it makes this very tricky, of course. Right. So this is just going to be our moment here that we'll have to take and figure out who individually we think won that battle.
And this just equates to Irwindale. It gets a little wacky at times, and like I said, Mother Nature, the track, these are things that we are absolutely not in control of. When it rains and we can't, dry it out quickly, so it's an interesting turn of events here. So Chelsea Denofa, Travis Reeder, these guys good friends. Travis jumps out of his car. And you can see them jumping out of the cockpit, taking off the lids. You still see the smiles here. These guys, and Looked like they had smiles, and now it looked like they had smiles, but now it's looking a little heated. So what's so it's again what's crazy here is, you know, just with that bank, and, you know, Frederick Osbo elaborated on, you know, going too high and it's slick, you stay low and it's got grip, but finding all of it, it's pretty interesting. So the scores are in the Royal Purple Top 16. Slide them left for Reeder, right for Denofa. Third place is a hot battle, and Travis Reeder gets the victory unanimously. Travis Reeder gets the win.
This is going to take some explanation, Jared.
Yeah, you know what? Again, the third place battle heats up, and I'm hearing boos, but I think we have, relax, listen.
Run too, guys. I was running.
Nobody wants to hear relax, right? But we're going to elaborate. That was unanimous. We have multiple different angles. Let's walk us through here, Ryan.
Right here, you're going to see, so if we can back that up a little bit, we'll try to slow it down to show everybody what happened there. Chelsea in the lead position, after he initiates, he gets on throttle. Then he grabs the handbrake. When he grabs the handbrake, watch Reeder's windshield. You're going to see right there the decel light, because he was trying to decel to avoid contact. Right after that, Chelsea gets back on throttle. Reeder manages to stay in drift, gets back on throttle as well. But then Chelsea grabs the handbrake again. And this time, Reeder, after having gotten on throttle, has absolutely nowhere to go. You can see his decel light come on again. So Chelsea is at fault because that's an on-throttle area. You're not supposed to be grabbing the handbrake through there, and he grabbed it twice. The second one is what, right there, was what Reeder tried to avoid the contact, and that's when he straightened up and went off track there. So it's on Chelsea Denofa for making those errors with the handbrake pull, 2 decels in a row on outside zone 1, which is absolutely not what we want to see from the drivers. Despite the wet line and despite them driving lower on the bank, everybody is expected to still stay on throttle and carry momentum through there. A chase driver that has somebody do that in front of them while in proximity has absolutely nowhere to go. And in that case, Travis Reeder is not held responsible for that early spin.
Oh, man, look at that. So Travis already conversing with Lorette and Nickel. Lorette, what's the dirt?
Well, so I was just asking Travis, because you could see him get out of his car and just shaking his head. So explain to me and everybody else what you just started telling me.
Like, I drive these cars a lot, and that was the sketchiest thing I think I've ever done, just because the line, you can't run the high line, obviously, because you're going to crash. So I'm sure everyone's going to try to run mid, but the track is so hooked up in the mid that, like, you can't even, the cars won't even drive down there. So it's basically a battle of who makes the least mistakes, and you have to force yourself to run a line that you're docking points on purpose, I guess, if that makes sense. So it's super difficult, and I hate that, like, you hate to win like that, you know? And I wish we could have just ran again, but I guess I was just close enough to Chelsea that when he checked up the handbrake, they deemed the contact his fault when I hit him and straightened. So, I mean, we'll take him, but, like, I wish the conditions were better.
Sorry, and did I hear you say that you and Chelsea had an agreement before you left for that battle?
No, I think, like, just the entire paddock has probably just, like, an unspoken thing right now that, like, no one's going to run the high line, because this track's already got a ton of marbles up top, so where they want you to be, the car's loose and wavering, so it's just amplified right now because the water sits on the rubber, and yeah, it's just way worse than it was even earlier today.
Travis, thanks for your time. Jared, Ryan.
Thank you so much. Some great insight there, and what's great, and a testimonial to you, Ryan and Brian and Chris, is he was saying, like, oh, I guess because of the handbrake into that. He didn't even hear your elaboration on that, but he's like, okay, you don't want to win that way, but that's the fact of the matter.
Yep.
And like you said, unspoken, all these things. And that's why it's great having you as you know, a co-host, as well as Lorette down there giving insight on what's going on. just such a good synergy right there of explanation
Yeah.
for the fans and educating them. And I get, like, fans get heated. Hey, I love Chelsea, learning to love Reader, you know, equity, all these things. That just feeds into education, information, and what's going on.
Yeah, the three of us plus Sean Adriano on the controls here for our replay system and his input as well just gave us that information, gave us the view that we needed, and I think it's important for the drivers for us to catch those things because the fairness for them is vital in this series. You know, it's their livelihood. So we have to make sure that we catch the things that we do to make sure the drivers that should win do.
So now, while we look over, we were intended, you saw the driver cards there. We were supposed to see Essa and that driver, Ken Gushi. There's Chelsea Denofa. So Rome Charpentier is out on track with his sight lap. There we are in the pits with Chelsea Denofa. Don't know if we've gotten word on a protest, but there's Chelsea, most recently losing to Travis Reader unanimously after, again, that contact, the handbrake. So you can see, hearing some things.
I'm not going to argue that. I wasn't watching it. It is what it is. It just sucks when someone checks up in front of you the same way multiple times, but you're good enough to not hit them. And then you get hit for doing the same thing they fucking did, and you get blamed for it. Like, you know, I get that this whole situation is crap as fuck. We should have just ran tomorrow and protested for not driving. But, like, it's pretty fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, we can tell and see the frustration and not happy about the call. Can hear some language and some dialogue here, and you know, it just comes down to you know, everybody wants to win in less than ideal conditions to track the weather. So this is what we're looking at. Frederick Osbo, Odi Bakshish, they are in the grade A, as is Adam LZ, the other Mustang RTR Spec 5, going against now Travis Reader. So Essa and Gushi, Ken Gushi calling his competition time out. 5-minute allotment. We'll see if he can get his car back up to line to go against the former champ of Essa. Next up, we should be seeing Rome Charpentier, however you want to pronounce it. I've been told by him, Charpentier, and his dad, FYI, Ryan Lontain.
Somebody up here said Charpentier, and I went, "Oh, thank you for saying it the
I
right
know
way."
you did. No, they don't need to know that.
Jared's mad at me right now.
Well,
I'm not saying you're saying it wrong, Jared. It's okay.
Get your hands off me. Don't touch me. Rome.
I told you I'm going to get beat later. I told you.
You shut your mouth. Rome CP. No, don't shut your mouth. You're a co-host. You're supposed to announce. Rome CP and Jeff Jones. Double J. Let's see what we got here for RCP and Jeff Jones. The Garagistic BMW, who qualified 7th. Jeff Jones qualifying 10th. Should be a good battle. Hopefully they've been watching the show unfold.
Yes.
That bank, she's a son of a gun. So here we go. Run one of this battle. Rome versus Jeff Jones. Let's see what Rome's got. The Type S lights are on. Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift. We are in the royal purple top 16. There they are, taking that mid-line, so I think that's a proper line. You see them kind of working it a little, but there's kind of, you know, 3 lanes. Let's call it 3 lanes. In that mid-lane is the way you want to go. Into that second outside zone. Nice job by Rome. Again, they're not flirting with that wall, but again, that second outside zone seems to have a lot more grip and is less treacherous. Oh, Jeff Jones, little wobble, comes out of drift. Place is still packed. It's a beautiful evening. All right. All right. Power is all black. That is red and black. All right. Shout out to Becky Evans, Papa Dean, Mom and Dad watching from Ireland. Shout out James Dean, I know he's watching as well, so
All right,
all the Dean family in Ireland, they're watching.
Let's check out this replay, Jared, as Rome gets the car to angle really nicely there at initiation. Look who's right there with him. Jeff Jones, nice and close, running the beautiful line right behind him there. Great mimic on the transition right here. Although Jeff does miss inside clip number 1, quite a bit more than Rome did. He was kind of nose to tail with him there, but outside zone 2, look where Jeff Jones is, right there. A little bobble from Jeff going by inside clip number 2, but awesome job by Jeff Jones of really mimicking well the line, the angle. The transition was done well. He just positioned himself wrong in inside clip 1 after the transition, but got right back on Rome's door through zone 2. Rome, for his part, was kind of running the highest line that people are comfortable running now. So we're going to see what Jeff Jones does now. Of course, everything's comparative, and we want to see how well Jeff is able to get around. We've seen drivers going into outside zone 2 deeper than Rome did. So is Jeff going to go deeper into zone 2? That's a big area of opportunity for him right now. I don't think he's going to risk going high on 1, but hopefully he goes deeper in 2.
And here we go with the second half of this battle. Rome needs to get involved. Jeff Jones now coming into that inside clip. Look at that. Nice job by Jones. See how they handle that second outside zone. Oh, Rome very shallow, but look at Jones digging deep. Here's a shovel. Can he dig it? Yes, he can. Past that second inside clip. Jeff Jones crushing it on his lead run. That Evil Auto Works, NRG Innovations, Nissan 370Z, well done.
Jeff Jones
look at it again.
Putting on a heck of a show right now. Did a great job in the chase position, really mimicking the line very, very well. Great proximity. Now we're looking at his lead. He's still running that same line that everybody's running, the highest line that everybody's comfortable running. Rome, on the other hand, is far back and much lower in outside zone 1. Go to outside zone 2. Jeff gets into the zone. As I was saying earlier, he gets right on the wall, and you can see in the chase position, Rome is not positioned in the right spot. He's really low. Lost a bit of angle there before outside zone 3, and I think that this is easily going to go towards Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, Rome gained a lot of fans in New Jersey, but I'll tell you what, Jeff Jones, he's going to sleep in his own bed. He's right here in Southern California. Rome, he's not too far down the road either, but Jeff Jones gets the win, baby. Jeff Jones moves on at Evil Auto Works, NRG, QT Radial, Nissan 370Z, Rome Charpentier. We will see Rome in April, streets of Long Beach. Who's coming out to Long Beach, Irwindale? Who's going to see it by round 1? Oh, all of you. That's how it's going to go down. That's how it's going to go down. So we're going to see every one of you out there. All right, so we are hearing that, unfortunately, that Toyota GR86 of Ken Gushi is not making it to the line. He called his competition timeout, hugs all around, but unfortunately, Ken Gushi, that's a wrap. The Mahdi's Threes Racing, number 21, the OG, Kenshiro Gushi, not able to make it to the line. That very unique V6 turbocharged Toyota GR86, unable to make it. That means the former champ Michael Essa will advance on. He's had some kind of gremlins of his own, initiating yesterday in his first qualifying run. Boom, just shut her down. No boost at all. So had to kind of recalibrate, reset it, and got in, and here he is now, moving on into the grade 8. He's going to be going against Jeff Jones. Hopefully he's remedied the issue, but that is to be decided. There's Frederick Osbo, Papadakis Racing. There is Frederick Osbo, Stefan Papadakis, that team, and this is the moment right here. Frederick Osbo on his lead run. Now this is a big deciding factor here, where the last outside zone, Kyle Mohan in the chase position, chasing him down, just gets too aggressive, taking himself out of the scenario. Frederick Osbo talked about the grip levels, how much they changed. He's the first battle. Mohan, bingo, bongo. The wheel flies off, actually the barrel of the wheel, and there it is with Adam LZ crossing that start line. Hugs for the Toyota GR teammates, both Rockstar pilots, both on Nitto tires, and Frederick Osbo is officially your 2022 Formula Joe Championship winner, and with that, back-to-back and 3-time champion. There it is, added once again. You can see it back in 2015, 21, and now 22. Osbo, 3-time champion, back-to-back. And now your 2022 Formula Drift champion. Congratulations. Again, he joins the other 2 pilots that are James the Machine Dean, who's watching from Ireland, and Chris the Force Forsberg, the 3-time clubs. And also 2004, that was Samuel Hubinette on the inaugural year that ended right here at this track. Samuel Hubinette piloting that Dodge Viper back in the day. See those other notable names, Reese Millen, Tanner Faust, Dai Yoshihara, Michael Essa, Vaughn Gittin Jr., Frederick Osbo. Once again, talking to Justin Pollock, JTP there. So, looks like, again, Essa will have a bye run. Taking a look at the track, what's going down. All right, when we come back, we'll see Michael Essa with his bye run and 2 more battles in a Royal Purple Top 16. Don't go anywhere. This has proven to be one heck of a finale. This is the Type S title fight. Well, the title has been crowned, Frederick Osbo, but a winner needs to be announced. Mature Matt Field, which I'd love to see him grow up. And guess what? There's many more miles, many more tires to burn. So Matt Field gets 2nd place overall in the championship. But right now, the fight is for 3rd. Ryan Turk, if he advances on beyond Alec Robbins, he jumps up to that 3rd overall spot. But Alec Robbins, that Facetto Nissan 350Z, does a great job. Here's that Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla. Oh, Robbins gets into it, and that's where it's slick. That is getting super sketchy. Alec Robbins transitions, transfers in that 2nd outside zone. Oh, it looks like he comes out of drift. Woo. Okay, that, whoa. Sketchball 5000. I gotta tell you that, let's back it up. Let's back it up here, okay? Everybody chill, everybody relax. You know, how's the Fonz? Be cool. All right, let's back that up. That got sketchy towards that. Let's walk through this. On that big bank, Alex started flirting with the marbles. Walk us through it.
This is he's right on the white line, and he goes up all the way into Slipperyville, hits the wall, but manages to keep it in drift, does a little bit of a correction. Right here, over rotates, and then right there, he straightens, gives up. So Turk's like, okay, the run's over, I'm gonna go have some fun. And then they almost got into each other as Alec didn't want to give up what he was doing, despite having it completed. So it was just a little miscommunication there between both drivers, but Alec will have an incomplete for the straightening going into outside zone number 2. So look right here, this is the right line to be running at the moment, but then Alec just gets up into the slippery conditions above the white dotted line, gets into the wall, and right here, this is the error. Big rotation, straightens up right there, and then Turk just continues drifting, stays on throttle. The fact that Turk dropped a tire or 2 there is of no consequence whatsoever. The run ended as soon as Robbins straightened in front of him in outside zone 2. So that'll be an incomplete for Robbins in the lead. Turk now needs to lay down a solid lead just to get himself the win. For sure.
Yeah, this is that got a little sketchy again. There's, is that an incomplete? That is not dictated till later. There's no contact. It's basically mistakes were made. Where that's at, TBD. As Ryan Turk's ready to throw down, shout out to the D-Enda kids, Ava Dash, Parker, Davis. Shout out to Brooke and Malia. Shout out to my wife, T-Bone Tyson. I'll see you later. And again, thank you so much for all the fans for tuning in. Steph, love you. See you soon. Nicole, Jason, everybody. Here we go. Ryan Turk ready to throw down that Rain-X truck and SUV Toyota GR Corolla on Nitto tires. The Rockstar pilot will lead, and if he wins, he jumps into 3rd place overall, pushing Chelsea DeNova down to 4. Alec Robinson shimming there in that chase position, that Facetto Nissan 350Z from Becker, Minnesota. Now coming off that bank, taking that midline, didn't get high, didn't get sketchy, as you called it, Slipperyville. Down that 2nd outside zone, that's exactly where he needs to be. The Type S lights are on, lighting up the back end, the silver bullet, now past that 2nd inside zone, and now that final outside zone. Again, it bears repeating, Ryan Turk, if he beats Alec Robbins, then the outcome goes the way of Turk. he will finish 3rd place overall, and you'll have two Rockstar Energy pilots on Nitto tires and in the overall Manufacturers Championship Cup. Ryan Turk, again, if he gets the win, slide him right for Ryan Turk. He'll be 3rd place overall in the championship. That means 2 Toyotas, 2 Rockstar, 2. Osbo will lead. He's your #1 qualifier. Can he make a perfect event? Wow, that'd be huge, right? #1 qualifier, locks up the championship, coming in 14 points behind our points leader. But guess what? The frenemy, Odi Bakshis, then he goes for it. He goes high on the bank. And Frederick Osbo in that Rockstar Energy Drink Toyota GR Supra on Nitto tires. He goes for it. Transitions past that inside clip. We're seeing a lot better ideal conditions. Smoke is out here, but Odi Bakshi's not backing down. Look at that. You see him lunge forward to the side of the champion. He'd love to take him down. Freddie did miss that last outside zone. But hey, guess what? You get high now, it's dry. It's drier.
Drier. There's some grip up there.
Yeah, there's some grip.
All right, looking
Let's
at
get weird.
Osbo initiating here. Great mimic from Bakshis in the chase, but Osbo's right on the wall. Bakshis is right there, just slightly lower through the second half of that outside zone 1 as they transition to in-clip 1. This is where Bakshis falls off a little bit and has to make a slight compromise on line to get proximity back. Osbo, great job through outside zone 2. Bakshis is just slightly ahead of where we'd like to see him. Pretty good overall placement there from Bakshis in the chase position. Now, Odi has to throw his initiation in the lead right up on outside zone 1 on that wall. He has to stick it to zone 1, stick it to zone 2, have that quick dynamic transition going to clip 1, and then another one going to outside zone 2. He's got to just get it right going into outside zone 2 as well. So still sort of patchy out there. It's not fully dry, but we're seeing that there's a high level of grip from the majority of the areas on the track. We don't know what the drivers are feeling behind the wheel. That's always a whole different story. If they're feeling like there's a lack of traction up there, but they're making it work, you know. So let's see what happens here as Odi Bakshis takes the lead.
Yeah, and Odi seemed a little more, risky going up there. And like we said, dipping that back right toe, dipping that back right falcon. Here we go. Odi Bakshis will lead. Frederick Osbo giving chase. Odi, you can still see he's keeping a safe distance. He's kind of got that cushion right there. And you can see all the marbles actually accumulating. They're not flirting with the marbles. All right, now here goes Odi in that second outside zone. Frederick Osbo, he's kind of backing off here. He's letting Odi go for it. Odi with massive angle. Look at how settled that car is. And he gets out to that final outside zone. Fireworks go off. He lights them up. Tell you what. That was really well done by Odi Bakshis.
All right, so we have Odi Bakshis leading here, throwing the car into outside zone 1. Like you said, Jared, not quite as high as Osbo was on his lead, so he's got maybe a couple of feet between him and the wall, whereas Osbo maybe had 6 inches to a foot. Transition there was a bit of a hesitation on the transition going outside zone 2 from Odi in the lead, but in the chase position, I'm not sure that Osbo is as close as Odi was through the entirety of outside zone 2, and his line is a little bit lower potentially than Odi's was. Odi was on a slightly lower line in his chase, but maybe Osbo was a little bit further forward. So we're going to do a little BC Racing side-by-side. Is that true? I love these side-by-sides. Here we go. This is a nice opportunity to see everything all at the same time. You can really see the difference in line from Osbo to Bakshis there in the lead. Osbo is closer in the chase on outside zone 1. You can see Odi had some bobbles in the chase, and so did Osbo, but Osbo was closer than Odi was. Right here, you can see that Odi is doing a better job in the chase right there through outside zone 2. You can see Osbo was a little bit further back and a little bit lower on line through that outside zone 2 area. So they've sort of traded off. Benefits and disadvantages, let's say, throughout the entirety of both of those runs.
All right, so let's see the outcome here. Who do we have? Who is moving on? Is it Osbo or Odi? The 3-time champion waits. Odi Bakshis has not seen a victory this year. 7 rounds, 7 different winners. Odi would love to take down the champion. And it looks like our 3 judges are submitting it. We'll see if Jerry agrees with it at home. And here we go, the link engine management. Grade 8, slide him left for Osbo, right for Odie. One for Odie, one for Osbo, and Osbo gets the win. Frederick Osbo, champion, winner in Atlanta. #1 qualifier, moves on to the Final Four. He is guaranteed a podium being #1 qualifier because third place is dictated by qualifying position. You can't be any better than #1. What would be even better is if Osbo made it a perfect event. Next up, Adam LZ versus Travis Reeder. Adam LZ on his sight lap. Adam LZ taking a look at this course. It's drying out a little bit, but I'll just say it. We might have some impending weather coming our way. Travis Reeder, who has seen some battle damage there. You can see he's got the night shades on, the amber lenses, and the quick little cooling of the Nitto tires. Travis Reeder, link engine management. Reeder Motorsports BMW, he runs the LS. And of course the Ford Power, Ford Performance, Mustang RTR Spec 5. And it's great to see Adam LZ progress, you know, just throughout the season, and here he is now in the Grade 8. And here we go. Here we go. Travis Reeder will lead. Adam LZ giving chase. Reeder already took his sight lap, getting a feel for the course. A lot of eyeballs on Adam LZ. And of course, Travis Reeder, winner in New Jersey. Let's see what Reeder's got for us. What's Adam LZ gonna do? Reeder taking out the other Mustang RTR. Can it be the Mustang RTR killer? Sweep the leg. Travis Reeder comes into that first outside zone. Oh boy, Adam LZ lunges to the side of him. He drops down, drops up, comes all around, but Reeder stays high on that bank. Now past that inside clip, transitioning now into the second outside zone. LZ, dragon bumper, Reeder straightens out. I don't know if there was contact, if LZ hit Reeder or Reeder just straightened out independently. Missing that back. Let's get different angles here.
It looked like he hit the wall in outside zone 2.
Just sucked him up.
And it caused him to straighten. After that, he kept it off the wall though, overall. He didn't end up in the wall totally, which could have happened, but he managed to salvage it. So let's look at outside zone 1 to begin with, of course, but what's important here is the way Adam LZ gets right up on Reeder's door. As they come through inside clip #1, nice transition there. Reeder, you can see, wasn't really transitioning the car very aggressively, and it looked like he was holding off because he knew he was going in a little bit deep in outside zone 2. And
yeah, they're both pushing. It seemed like it was independent. No, it didn't look like they had contact, so it looked independent that, you know, LZ hits first.
Yeah.
I don't think LZ hit. Let's go to that other side. There's just that one other angle. We're gonna get that one angle where it just shows like that top. Yeah. LZ going in.
Yeah, we're trying to see here on our little replay if LZ hit Reeder before Reeder hit the wall. It looked like Reeder was checking up there. It looked like he was trying to avoid going in too deep, but you never know if there was contact potentially going into that area of outside zone 2. Of course, it looks like LZ did get just a slight, tap in the wall there just before Reeder hit the wall himself. But the question is whether or not there was contact between LZ and Reeder before Reeder went into the wall himself. So let's watch this replay again. LZ got real close to Reeder right there. And this is where LZ is going to drop down right there. He does stay in drift, very low angle right there, but gets back on it, gets back online. Pretty good job there of recovering. Transition here for inside clip 1, and look at Reeder's transition. Not a lot of angle, and you can see he's off throttle there, and then makes contact with the wall Keeps the car off the wall overall, though. That could have been way worse. He could have had that front end slap in and broken some suspension pieces in the front, but it didn't happen. He kept it off the wall. So we're just having a quick review here of outside zone 2 real quick just to see what occurred.
All right, so just the analyzation from our judges. All right, just analyzing, breaking it down. The judges have multiple different angles that they are looking at. You know, we can only give you kind of one view and then by singular, and we could obviously do the BC Racing side by side, but just taking a look, slowing it down, breaking it down, and that's what our judges are looking at, seeing where contact was made, who was at fault, what's going on, chain reaction. You know, every action has a reaction, so, you know, contact potentially not only just on outside zone 2, but also on outside bank 1. All right, so we are overlooking Travis Reeder and all right, so still analyzing what's going down here. So Reeder and LZ, Reeder qualified 5th, Adam LZ qualified 13th. That's the first portion of this battle. Okay, I don't know, like, yeah, the big thing here is, again, just did LZ bump Reeder into the wall? Yeah, it's so what's, again, this all right, so here it is. So this second outside zone, was there contact? It does look like the car gets up a little bit. All right, so as LZ, and still, and so just that, so Travis Reeder, that's again that replay. It came to a halt, analyzing it. So fault needs to be determined here. Did LZ get into the side of Dylan? Also, you know, hey, there's scenario, you know, did Reeder slow down? Is there contact there? But right now, I do know that Michael Essa and Jeff Jones taking their sight laps. We are still continuing on with sight laps. And there is a decel zone there right prior, just right before, but going into the wall. Okay, and again, and it looks like, so they are saying that Travis Reeder, it looks like there is a slight contact. Is that what you're saying, Ryan? So you are saying unanimous that LZ, there was contact. So what all that determines now is, so you deem fault, so is it his fault that he went into the wall and straightened out?
It would be the fault of LZ because he pushed him into the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a decel zone there right before outside zone 3. There's a white line that crosses the track, and that's sort of the middle of the decel zone that's there. And Reeder was decelling there. You could see the light come on. He was indeed slowing, and it looked like LZ was coming on a little bit too hot. He poured on more angle than Reeder had in the lead, and Sort of looks like he was trying to slow himself down because he was coming in too fast. Made contact with Reeder. Reeder then made contact with the wall because he was bumped into the wall. So that's why, and you can see where there's a little bit of damage on the front of his car. And of course, they are repairing some suspension parts there from the hit. So we're going to move on to the next battle while they repair their cars.
Yep, so again, what that determines is Adam LZ has 5 minutes. He utilizes his competition timeout. Travis Reeder does not need to utilize his competition timeout, and he is given 10 minutes, but because of Adam LZ was at fault and punched him into the wall. So let's go back, or let's advance on. We will go back. This is Michael Essa and Jeff Jones here in the Grade 8. Neither of these guys. Love to see Jeff Jones on the podium. And here we go. Jeff Jones out front, that Evil Auto Works, Nissan 370Z, Michael Essa, the FCP Euro, Liquid Moly, BMW. Look at Jeff Jones' angle. He is absolutely going for it. Into that second outside zone, here goes Jones. You can see Michael Essa chasing him down. Look at that shimming, just kind of get it in there with, needs to mimic the angle, definitely has the proximity, but Jones possessed. It is Evil Auto Works, right? So the Nissan 370Z of Jones out front with some strength. Yeah. Looking good.
Great run from Jeff Jones in the lead. Jeff Jones has been putting together some really great runs today.
Yep.
And he's continuing that trend right now. You can see that Essa in the chase wasn't really positioning his car very well in outside zone 1. A lot of movement in the car as well. So let's see here as they initiate. It looked like Essa had kind of a slow rotation initiation as well. In the lead, you can see Jeff Jones up high on outside zone 1, but in the chase, Essa's having a problem, it seems like, keeping the car at angle. Potentially his car's a little bit faster than Jeff Jones's car, and you can see the same thing through outside zone 2 where he's close but his angle is lacking. Same thing through outside zone 3 there. So Essa's staying close but making compromises on the angle and the line as well in some areas.
Let's alternate the order here as now Essa will be out front, Jeff Jones in the chase position. Who's moving on to the final 4? Essa barely making it in, qualifying 31st. He had to go to the second knockout qualifying. Jeff Jones qualifying 10th. He's got some serious momentum, but he's chasing down a former champ. And Michael Essa looks like he's finally found out where those gremlins are. He initiates. Jones needs to be higher. As look at Essa dragging bumper on the wall. Now going past that inside clip. Both of them are on it. Good transition right there. So Essa straightens out Jeff Jones. That's a wrap. Jones is going to move on. Essa makes a major mistake. Jeff Jones moves on to the final 4. Your local boy from right here in the 818. Jeff Jones will move on. Let's slide him left for Essa, but you know the outcome. Jeff Jones will get the win. Jeff Jones, Evo Auto Works, advances on. He's going to the final 4. There's Adam LZ jumping into, like you see, all hands on high fives and handshakes for the LZ. For all, Ryan Turk qualifying 11th. So Brandon Sorensen with the clean air. Is he going for the high line? Is he going for the kind of lower, grippier line? We'll find out. Ryan Turk, he saw the wet earlier. See what he's got. Brandon Sorensen initiates. Ryan Turk right there. A little bit lower, but Brandon Sorensen potentially dragging bumper. He says this is his favorite track, and it's proven to be his favorite right now, going against Ryan Turk, a veteran of the sport. Brandon Sorensen, a massive angle, filling all that second outside zone. Brandon Sorensen tight on that second inside clip and bringing it across the finish line. Well done by Brandon Sorensen. Going against the vet. We got a packed house here. Stomp your feet, Irwindale. Make some noise. Taking a look at it again here, Ryan. Anything stand out to you?
Yeah, Ryan Turk is right there with Brandon, but you can see that he's not really matching the line all the way around. He's a little bit too far forward. You want to see him back on the same line as Brandon. You know, not the front of the car, but the rear tires really should be matching. You want to get that smoke line matching the chase cars, matching the lead cars. So he's just a little bit forward. Great proximity though, good mimic throughout. minus the line, of course, just a little bit lower than what we'd like to see.
Shout out to Reese Conklin and the Conklin family. Also, yeah, can the young gun close the deal? This United States Air Force high flying, aiming high, taking down third place overall. That would be a great feat. Again, finishing third, that would be absolutely massive for him, or excuse me, qualifying third, excuse me. Ryan Turk qualifying 11th. Here we go, Ryan Turk, Rain-X, truck and SUV, Toyota GR Corolla, the Rockstar Pilot, race service, shout him out, Brandon sheds that back bumper, and now it looks like Ryan Turk in alternating positions going over the top. And now past that inside clip, coming to that second outside zone. He says, hold my Rockstar, homeboy, let me show you something. He drags bumper. Ryan Turk, a little bit wide on that second inside clip, and that final, he pulled away from Brandon. This is gonna be interesting. Lead versus lead, chase versus chase.
All right, as we watch this replay, look at Ryan Turk's positioning in the lead. Not all the way up on the wall, initially in outside zone 1, but does get up there through the latter half of the zone, probably the last half of it. You can see there Brandon not really in proximity like Turk was. A little bit further back, bumps the wall right there, loses a little bit of angle. Turk touches the wall as well, but stays in drift. Turk's a little bit off of inside clip number 2, but great run from Ryan overall in the lead. In the chase, Brandon had a couple of little mistakes, did bump the wall. We have a side-by-side coming. What is it, Jared? The BC Racing side-by-side,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Here we go. Left eyeball on the left screen, right eye on the right screen. We've got Brandon leading on the left, Turk leading on the right. Brandon does get up higher on outside zone 1 sooner than Turk, but you can see Turk in proximity earlier on through outside zone 1. As they transition here through inside clip 1 to outside zone number 2, Brandon taps the wall in the chase. Turk is a little bit inside, not really matching the line there initially, but gets on it through the latter half of outside zone number 2, and then pretty tight through outside zone number 3. Turk was off of inside clip number 2. So trading of errors back and forth, really.
Yeah, interesting turn of events there. Look at that, bashing in. Both those guys, look at those back right corners, man, just bashing those things in. And that's what it's taking, man. So again, all right, so waiting for the verdicts, Brandon Sorensen, Ryan Turk, the Air Force BMW, and the survey says slide him left for Sorensen, left for Sorensen, right for Ryan Turk. One more time, Brandon Sorensen gets 1 vote, but it's going one more time. One more time, 2-1, solid lead run. Talking about Adam LZ in order to force it to one more time, or if Rita makes a mistake, this could lead to a victory for Adam LZ. He's got a great showing. You can see him throwing some more angle at it. Great job by Adam LZ. Now, Travis Reeder looks like he's keeping a calm composure. Look at LZ on that transition, snappy into that second outside zone. Look how settled the car is, the attitude of the car, like it's not hopping around. You're not seeing any jerkiness. Really great run there for Adam LZ out front, but is that enough because of the contact that was made in that first run?
Yeah, LZ's looking a lot more comfortable in that Mustang. Like he said himself, 8 rounds, you start to get comfortable.
Yep.
And he's looking really good in the car. And
He's familiar with this track too. He loves this track.
Yeah. So as LZ initiates, you see here that he's still choosing to run the lower line early on, does work the car up there in the second half of outside zone number 1. Reeder's right there with him, transitioning to outside zone number 2 right now. LZ's not filling outside zone number 2 early on. Gets a little further out there in the second half of the zone. Coming through inside clip 2 to outside zone 3. Good job by both drivers. Reeder's right there in proximity with him.
All right, taking a look at our United States Air Force replay. LZ and Reeder. Great job by LZ. I really liked how he managed that second outside zone. Just really good angle, and you could see just how countered he was on those front wheels. And just from start to finish to that second outside zone, going into that inside clip, into that last outside zone. That's exactly what he needed to do. But unfortunately, with that contact that was deemed by the judges, again, that contact on that first run, you could see taking a look. It got a little tumultuous there on that bank, and now slide him left for LZ, slide him right for Reeder, and Travis Reeder gets the win. Reeder in cars. Sorensen out front, Ryan Turk. He just saw what Sorensen is capable of, and he's not even going to give an inch. A big swing, a preload into the bank. Oh, it's Sorensen. It looks like the track bites back. He grips up. He works his way to the top. Big angle there from Sorensen. He gets that proximity to the wall, past that inside clip, now into that second outside zone. Sorensen had this locked and loaded on the first run. You can see him pouring more angle at it. Ryan Turk with good proximity. Now to that outside zone. Brandon Sorensen snaps back and finishes it out. So, Brandon Sorensen taking a look at that. Let's slow it down, take a look at different angles high in the sky.
All right, as Brandon Sorensen initiates, loses angle there at the beginning of outside zone 1. Turk is right there with him, a little bit lower on line again. Sorensen gets up into the wall. You can see the rear of his car crumple in there as he gets into the wall at the end of outside zone 1. Outside zone 2, Sorensen isn't all the way out in the zone. Turk is right there with him all the way through the zone and through the finish line. So Brandon did leave some opportunities for Ryan, who's going to go into the lead position now, get higher in outside zone 1, deeper in outside zone 2. In the chase position, Sorensen needs to put on the pressure, and the best thing he can do is get the proximity while being on the perfect line in the chase position.
All right, there we are taking a look. And now, looks like the rain is coming down. Okay, so now the rain is coming down. They finished one run, and now and there it is. So yeah, you could just see how much rain is coming down. It came down. So Ryan Turk and Brandon will both take sight laps because you can just see how wet it is that quick. So this is a sight lap for both Turk and Sorensen. I'll tell you what, Ryan Turk was very aggressive earlier in 32. Both the last two final battles were in the wet conditions just like this, and Ryan Turk came in there like it was dry. So I think he's comfortable in the wet. Don't know how much wet experience Brandon Sorensen has. Surprisingly, it does rain out there in Las Vegas in the desert. Just don't know how much experience he has in conditions like this, and obviously here at Irwindale, none in the wet. All right, there's Brandon Sorensen taking his sight lap. Now keep in mind, we just saw the first, backing it in, spins out. Attention, all Irwindale attendees. We are getting word that we need you to exit the grandstands and go underneath the grandstands. There is lightning strikes within 5 miles of Irwindale Speedway. Again, all Irwindale attendees, there is lightning strikes within 5 miles of the Speedway. So again, all attendees, calmly make your way underneath the grandstands Thank you so much. We saw wet, we saw dry, we saw wet, and now we're seeing biblical rain. And this is buckets. All right, so as torrential rain dumping down. So again, all attendees, please make your way calmly underneath the bleachers. And taking a look at the radar, it seems that it travels quickly across.
Rear wheels lock up, entering outside zone 1, and that's what caused LZ to falter behind him. And he dropped down way low on outside zone 1 when that happened, and that's something that we missed. And that is something that LZ saw clearly from behind the wheel, and that is what, no, this is the wrong run.
No.
This is the second run of the battle, but that basically was, that fault was put on Reeder after having been given that information from the team with the with that protest. So we reviewed the tape there. We were focused so much on outside zone 2. We saw the error on outside zone 1, but we really put that on LZ being too close, making an error in his zone. But right here, as Reeder initiates, he grabs the handbrake right at the beginning of outside zone 1, and it's just as that's exactly where actually LZ makes the mistake. It's because of that handbrake pull. And if we go back to other battles that we've seen where somebody's pulled the handbrake on outside zone 1, we have faulted them 100% for that. So we're faulting Reeder for that handbrake pull at outside zone 1, which is not somewhere you should have a handbrake pull. It's a legitimate protest from the LZ camp, and we have reviewed it and accepted it and deemed it to be accurate.
So Adam LZ advances on. The protest has been seen, and regardless of the contact, so what you're saying is basically being thrown off there, that kind of throws off the entirety of the run.
Absolutely.
So you know, let's backtrack. Let's go to chapter 1. There was a mistake. Chapter 1, you know, metaphorically, that's outside zone. Going into the outside zone 2. Chapter 2, let's call it, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, the thing is, if you get thrown off so much early on like that, you're trying to catch up for the entirety of the run,
yep.
And that is what we believe caused the LZ to be trying to catch up at outside zone 2 to make up that ground that he lost.
All right, so there it is. So Adam LZ is now in the Final Four against the champ, Frederick Osbo. So Osbo versus LZ, and look at that, a very wet Ryan Turk taking some snacks there. He is going to the Final Four. He goes against Jeff Jones. Look at that. So Osbo, number 1, he's guaranteed a podium spot. And again, Jones in the Final Four. Can he get on the box? Osbo versus LZ. They should be jumping in the burnout box in a moment. So Frederick Osbo and Adam LZ, his best result this year, piloting that RTR Ford Mustang. So again, it wasn't the contact defaulting back. The judges still believe there was contact on outside zone 2, but Jeremy, they're talking about the handbrake pull on initiation that threw them off. So again, empty bleachers. This is reminiscent of last year with the COVID competition.
Right. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, so just want to make sure everybody's safe. Again, it looks like
the lightning is incredible.
Yeah, the lightning's pretty bonkers. And I mean, my buddy Ron was texting me, says, dude, this is wild. I said, dude, this is nothing compared to Orlando. I'll tell you what.
Hey, but this for LA is very odd.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, taking a look, it looks like, you know,
when is now?
So now's right there.
Now. There's still a lot to go.
So I don't know if there is a lot though. No.
Pause it on now.
I don't know how to. There we go. Pause it and now. That's now. Looks like.
And we're there.
We're there. My location. Looks like. Not too much. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so as, again, taking a look, we should be seeing our first battle of the Final Four. Again, Frederick Osbo versus Adam LZ. Yeah, this is a hurricane by LA standards, they say. Okay, so crazy turn of events. Okay, so all right, so again, if now the track is saying, if you can remove yourself from underneath the bleachers and find yourself over to the open area near the entry of outside zone 2. Outside zone 2, so you can see that that area that basically doesn't have the bleachers or metal around it. So again, find yourself, make your way through the kind of vendor village area and go over and not from underneath the bleachers. Thank you. Okay, so we are checking with the drivers. The puddle accumulation, the good thing is it's still sprinkling a little bit, but I believe it should subside in just a moment, but it's gonna be consistently wet like this. But Frederick Osbo, Adam LZ will be pulling to the start line. Okay, let's get them in the Pedal Commander burnout box. They're making steam, not smoke. Here in our Final Four. Our Final Four, the Type S Final Four. Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift. Mr. Zachary in the building. How we doing, Zach? It looks like Frederick Osbo jumps into that burnout box. Like I said, making steam. Let's see what you got here, boys. Less than ideal conditions. And we will see, again, a reversal of the call. Travis Reeder was initially going to go against Osbo, and now Adam LZ, his best result, regardless of the outcome of this run, his best result here in the 2022 season, his maiden voyage behind the wheel of a Mustang RTR Spec 5. All right, here is a sight lap for Frederick Osbo. So I'm gonna be walking you through this, basically you're in we're listening to the radio here. We got Frederick Osbo. He's piloting his Rockstar Energy Drink Toyota GR Supra. All joking aside, you can see we have our locked off cameras. The lightning is still close, so we cannot have our cameras be up in the baskets. So we have our locked off cameras, and we'll be utilizing those different shots. There we are seeing that start line. There's Adam LZ leaving in his AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5. Adam LZ initiates. He spins out on initiation, but that is his sight lap. Adam LZ, again, taking his sight lap. Looks like he's putting his tires through a more heat cycle. Trying to navigate through both these guys on Nitto tires, and another spin for Adam LZ. Obviously very slick out here. So there we are, Adam LZ finishes out his sight lap, very slick. This could be a very treacherous, and interesting. We saw, we were talking about Orlando and how wet and wild it was, and just we haven't seen, we did see a real wet 2019, and somebody brought it to my attention when James Dean won that championship. But this just has a different feeling. All right, we are seeing, and here we go. Looks like Adam LZ pulls up to the line. We're, of course, seeing Frederick Osbo leading. He's your #1 qualifier. I'm going to walk you through this. And here we go. There is the start line. And here comes, again, Frederick Osbo, Adam LZ. Looks like we got eyes on him. Here we go. Frederick initiates. Adam LZ in tow. Frederick Osbo pulling away. How he's finding this grip is beyond me. These guys both on Nitto tires. Frederick Osbo trying to make this a perfect event and prove to you why he's the champion in less than ideal conditions. Now coming to that second outside zone. Crawls just precariously. Oh, looks like, both of them tapping. Trying to stay in it. Again, the attitudes of the car definitely disrupted, but both of them navigating, coming to that last outside zone. Freddie and Adam LZ. And all right, so Adam LZ will now lead. Frederick Osbo will give chase. Okay, and again, let's see what we got. Adam LZ will lead. You saw him spin a couple times on his sight run. Here is run 2 of this battle. Adam LZ, his best. All right, so Adam LZ initiating into that outside zone. Look at Frederick Osbo, the Norwegian Hammer. Look at that, great. I mean, that looks like slow motion, but man, they are absolutely on it in the wet. Let's see how LZ handles this transition, the transfer. Past the inside clip, into the second outside zone. LZ takes a shallower line. That might be a smarter approach. Oh boy, that was a big hit. Looks like he and LZ rotates. Even with the contact. And look at that, a crazy turn of events. Mr. Zachary in the building, thank you so much for joining us. Is that Ron back there? Mr. ATL, Ron Ball, 777 style, holding it down. So let's see, let's make it official. Osbo or LZ, this is the replay. The wet conditions, slip and slide, take it to the house. LZ looked really dialed here, but I'll tell you, Osbo had his number. But let's see what goes down. So keep in mind, Osbo's your #1 qualifier. With LZ going out, the other 2 drivers qualified 10th and 11th. And the other 2 drivers, so basically be Osbo, Jones, and Turk on the podium. Jeff Jones will get his first ever Formula Drift podium here at Irwindale. Absolutely insane. So Adam LZ with his best finish so far, looks like it has come to a halt. So again, your 3-time and defending champion advances on to the finals. Can he make it a perfect event? #1 qualifier, locks up the championship for the 3rd time, and can he get the victory here at the House of Drift? Osbo, the Norwegian Hammer, the lightning strikes, harnessing the power of lightning. Thor's hammer, Frederick Osbo advances on to the finals. That Rockstar Energy Drink, Toyota GR Supra on Nitto tires. Motegi Racing wheels wrapped in Nitto tires. Ineos oil, AEM intakes, and now a sight lap by Jeff Jones goes south. He gets into a tussle with the wall. And Jeff Jones of the Evo Auto Works Nissan 370Z on his sight lap, spins out. Jeff Jones going for the dub, pushes a little too hard, burns the meatloaf. So as Jeff Jones, Ryan Turk waits in the wings, and that gentleman definitely has a lot of excitement. That front left, which side did he hit? Front left. All right, so Jeff Jones will have to take a look at his vehicle. Competition timeout. He's going to have to probably call it. That was a big hit, Jones. Man, the lightning is just looming. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that front left is.
Front left. She pointed the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's taking a left. Got bad Google directions. Got to wait. So Jeff Jones, here's a look at the sight lap. Here goes Jeff. He goes in, initiates, rip, bing, bonk. This is Dylan Hughes. That's exactly what Dylan Hughes did. He backed it, flipped it, smacked up, rubbed it down. Oh no. So unfortunately for Jeff Jones still smiling on his face, but still wet out there. We'll see. I mean, now we got to wait because Ryan Turk, there's no sense in him taking a sight lap. So Frederick Osbo is in the finals. The other side of the bracket, Jeff Jones and Ryan Turk. So Jeff Jones, who qualified 10th, Ryan Turk qualifying 11th, Frederick Osbo qualifying 1st. So mathematically, that would say that Osbo, Jones, and Turk are going to podium because Adam LZ qualified 13th. Third place is dictated by qualifying. There is no third place battle, so the highest qualifying driver of the Constellation battle automatically gets third place. They get the same point allotment, but we know that Ryan Turk is already locked and loaded with the rotiforms on the corners, Nitto tires wrapped around it. And again, on the sight lap of Jeff Jones, Ryan Turk waits. It looks like he'll wait a little longer because Jeff Jones getting towed off on bank 1. Cleanup on aisle 1 will get him off course. He'll have to assess that. I assume he's going to call a comp timeout. And here's where it went south. Or actually, it kind of went north up the bank. So stops, rotates, bing bong. There you go. So unfortunately, Jeff Jones getting a little too excited as the fans wait. Off in the wings, we'll get Jeff Jones off course. I'll tell you what, it's going to be really exciting. This is very similar to what we saw with Dylan Hughes early on in top 16. On the side lap, spins, rotates, breaks some things. Okay, so we are finding out that Jeff Jones is out. So he says, nope, he's not even going to take a stab at it. No, 5 minutes, there's not enough time. All right, so we are finding out that Jeff Jones, the scenario is we're finding out from Jeff Jones' spotter. He says, look, subframe's broken. We're out. So unfortunately, Jeff Jones, insult to injury, knocks himself out in the sight lap. Subframe's broken. If Ryan Turk makes this bye run, he goes to the finals. It is Osbo, Turk, finals. Jones gets third place as long as Turk goes through the course. That would mean Frederick Osbo is your champion. He's your #1 qualifier. And it would mean Toyota, Nitto Tire, Rockstar Energy Drink for sure 1 and 2 and 1 and 3 in the championship. The order is still to be decided. So we'll get Jeff Jones off course. I'll tell you what, the Controlled Chaos series, if you have not followed it, awesome all thriller, no filler episodes on Rockstar Energy Drink's YouTube page. This is absolutely going to contribute to what has been a tremendous lightning striking of an event. And it's all culminated here at the House of Drift. Want you to join us kicking off the 2023 season, 20 years of the Formula Drift Championship, round 1, the streets of Long Beach. I'm going to be there. We're going to be there. The cast of characters that is the Formula Drift Championship, they'll be there. And these guys have met throughout the season, Osbo and Turk, and it looks like they're heading to the finals as long as Turk completes a lap. So, as long as Turk completes his run, here we go. Steve Mateus in the building. Congratulations to the Rockstar family. Party at the Moon Tower. And Ryan Turk waits to clear the track, and we will continue on. All right, there is Ryan Turk, the 4-on-1. What's the 4-on-1? Getting them off track. Looks like they'll make their way. And looks like he throws it into gear. They are off course. Jeff Jones, exit stage left. Ryan Turk will complete one run. The good thing is the Nitto tires are ready to rip, and with the rain, they don't need to change tires. So that's always a great thing. So let's lay out and listen. Let's watch Ryan Turk and his, look at that, thumbs up for these bros. They're talking about it. They're stoked, feeling stoked. The Rain-X truck and SUV. Guess what? Rain-X, yeah. I mean, the water's just beating off that thing. That is the driest car out there, the cleanest windshield out there, courtesy of Rain-X. The Rain-X truck and SUV, diamond plate forever, diamonds in the sky, throw them up high, diamond plate on the roof and on side skirts. All right, let's see what Ryan Turk's got here for his bye run. And then he'll bring it back to the start line, going against his Toyota GR teammate, Nitto Tire teammate, and Rockstar Energy Drink teammate. Yeah, we've seen 7 previous rounds, 7 different winners, but guess what? We are going to see a repeat. One of those gentlemen. All right, so here is Ryan Turk. Here it is. Ryan Turk is taking his sight lap / bye run. Jeff Jones takes his sight lap, spins out, knocks himself out. Unable to fix it. Ryan Turk, this is a bye run. This is a bye run / it would have been a sight lap. He says, nah, I'm good. Let's go for it. It's a bye run. With this run, he goes back to the start line. Him and Frederick Osbo will go against each other for the finals. So here we go, Ryan Turk. And the final is set. Guess what? It is an all Toyota, all Nitto, all Rockstar final for these two gentlemen. We saw Ryan Turk get the win in Long Beach. Round 2, we saw Frederick Osbo get the win in Atlanta, the iconic track. 2004, Road Atlanta, that is where Formula Drift's birthplace, the womb of Formula Drift, kicked off in 04, and it ended here in Irwindale 3 rounds later, the 4th and final round of the 2004 season, and now this is where another champion is crowned. Frederick Osbo, Ryan Turk, the finals are set. All Toyota, all Nitto, all Rockstar, but one of them American, one of them Norwegian. One, a now 3-time champion. Ryan Turk, he finishes 3rd overall in the Formula Drift Championship. Here we are in our Type S finals. Frederick Osbo, Ryan Turk, 1st and 3rd overall. But man, the icing on the cake, the carbon fiber trophy in the hand, the silver trophy will go to Frederick Osbo, the bigger silver cup. the championship. Toyota wins the Manufacturers Championship and TBD, the overall Tire Championship Cup. Who will it be? Man, I mean, Nitto Tire is 1-2 here. They're 1-3 overall in the championship. We'll see how it all lands and where the tires are burning up. So here we go. Ryan Turk looks like checking out the car real quick, and we'll pull up to the line and we'll get him going. So Ryan Turk, they are underneath the car inspecting, and this would be a crazy anticlimactic ending. Looks like they're buttoning up that hatch. Clock is ticking. The trunk pins are going on, and the Rain-X truck and SUV Toyota GR Corolla makes his way to the start line. No side laps, all thriller, no filler. It's been one heck of a night. Thank you for joining us on behalf of the whole Formula Drift staff. Congratulations to a crazy 2022 season, and of course, a wild round 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. The Type S title fight presented by AutoZone has delivered. Look at this, coincidentally, silver and gold. Will they live up to that? Who's gonna get the gold, metaphorically, medal? Who's gonna be the winner? Who's gonna get second place? Look at that, gold and silver for the win. FTW, baby. And we go straight into the battle. There is no sight laps. Warm up the tires, put some heat through it. Ryan, what a crazy event, man. And again, Irwindale always delivers on so many fronts, from, you know, the driving, the fans, the electricity, literally on the ground and in the sky, the lightning. You're back here grabbing popcorn. You said the fireworks earlier were pretty cool. Mother Nature saying, oh, cool, hold my Rockstar energy drink, I'll show you something.
Yeah, that was pretty wild to watch, but this has been one of the most random events.
Okay.
Doesn't it?
It's a good word.
The feeling of what's going on, and it's, you know, we've had a lot of competition timeouts, we've had a lot of cars breaking. It's the culmination of a full 8 rounds of madness in this series. It's been something else. We're about to see one of these drivers who have already won an event, so this is going to break our streak.
Yep.
This round, we'll have Ryan Turk won round 1. Was it? And
yep.
Osbo round 2,
Osbo
right?
won round 2, yeah, and just all of it culminating. So here we go, sending cars. These are the finals. 3-time champion, let's send it. Here we go. Frederick Osbo, 3-time champion, back-to-back, 2015, 2021, 2022, and Ryan Turk, 3rd overall. But who's gonna win here at the House of Drift in the 2022 finale? Oh, look at that. Ryan Turk gets into it. He straightens out. He taps that wall. You can see him unwind. Oh, man. Ryan Turk spins. Frederick Osbo continues on. As long as Freddie keeps it sideways and doesn't spin out, he will have a major advantage, making it a perfect event. Not only does he get the championship #1 qualifier, but the win. He has a major advantage as long as he finishes out this run. Run 1 of this battle. Frederick Osbo making it look good, the Norwegian Hammer. Very familiar with these wet conditions.
Yeah, that's watching Ryan Turk in the chase. You could see he was his hand-over-hand technique is phenomenal, but it just wasn't quite quick enough there. You wonder how, as you said earlier, how does Osbo find the grip? All that experience he has driving in the snow and ice in Norway is coming into play here. He's just so settled, so controlled. You can see in the chase position there, Ryan Turk makes contact with the wall lightly, then loses drift, understeers a bit, gets back to angle, and then over-rotates the car, does a little 360 there. In the lead position, Osbo gets into the wall a little bit in outside zone number 2. You can see it slows the car up quite a bit, but he doesn't lose drift. He stays in it, stays on throttle, gets through inside clip 2, and then outside zone 3. See his team thrilled at that track completion right there. Ryan Turk now, he's in the lead.
Ryan, here we go. This is for the win. Who is going to come out on top at a crazy event? All signs are saying Frederick Osbo, we send it for the last time of 2022. Ryan Turk, a big deficit.
Ooh,
and we got a restart. Why not?
You jinxed it, Jared. This is the last start.
I'll be here all weekend until tomorrow. All right, so there we are. Let's run them back. Get them back up there. I did jinx them. I said we're going to send it for the last time.
No,
Psych.
you're not.
Psych. Ryan Turk and that Rain-X truck and SUV Toyota GR Corolla on Nitto tires. Both these gentlemen, again, Toyota pilots on Nitto tires, Rockstar energy drink. And they are both going to hold up the big silver cups, one bigger than the other. The back-to-back three-time champion of Frederick Osbo, Ryan Turk getting third place. Ryan Turk sitting in the deficit. Can Frederick Osbo make this the perfect event? Ryan Turk, big deficit. Osbo with the advantage. Turk now looking comfortable, nice and settled. Frederick Osbo comes, bangs on it, comes out of drift a little bit. As long as he keeps it sideways, taps those brakes. Turk rolling through and past that inside clip. Frederick Osbo initiating that second outside zone. Again, trying to make it perfect. Number one qualifier, three-time champion. Ryan Turk is doing a great job. Frederick Osbo way off that line, but hasn't made that mistake. Cross that finish line, Frederick Osbo, and he will get the win. It looks like Frederick Osbo will unofficially make this a perfect event on that number one qualifying, getting the win, holding the carbon fiber trophy, holding the championship, 1 and 3. Toyota, Nitto, Rockstar. What an amazing ending to a 2022 season. Controlled chaos at its finest in the wet through 8 rounds of competition. First and third in the championship, first and second. Gold car for a reason, silver car for a reason. It delivers. There you go. We're making steam, and we're celebrating here at Irwindale for these two pilots and weapons of mass destruction. There you have it. Frederick Osbo getting the win. Ryan Turk getting second. And guess what? Jeff Jones gets his first ever Formula Drift carbon fiber trophy, and right here in his backyard of Irwindale Speedway. Ryan, how we doing?
Incredible. Yeah, what a wild round this was. We saw so many different aspects of driving and weather, and we had to kick everybody out of the grandstands, Jared.
Just thinking about this season, man. Yeah. Long Beach to here. It feels like forever ago, and it feels like yesterday at the same time.
Yeah.
And there they are getting outside of their car, the fans joining them back over there. And, man, these guys are going to have to thaw out, taking out his steering wheel. Look at that. And we're bringing them down. Look at that, joining them out there. Let's make some noise for them. There's your 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
All right, let's make it official. Third place here at round 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship with his first ever Formula Drift Carbon Fiber Trophy, Evo AutoWorks GT Radial, Nissan 370Z, Prisma Energy Innovations. Make some noise. 818, Jeff Jones. And your winner here at round 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Let's just get right to it. Let's celebrate. We got trophies. We got champagne. Your winner here, round 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, is Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Osbo! And with that, Freddie climbs the fence, harnessing the lightning power, the Norwegian Hammer. And with that, second place goes to, again, the Toyota GR Pilot on Nitto tires, Rockstar energy drink driver, the 401, Roman's dad, Shannon's husband. Second place, third place overall in the championship, the Rain-X vehicle is Ryan Turk here at Irwindale. Frederick Osbo, Ryan Turk, and Jeff Jones. Congratulations. Lorette Nickel is down there. Lorette, let's wrap this thing up and get to the podium. Man, Lorette, we got to thaw you out too.
Yeah,
it's cold, it's wet. Lorette, down to you.
I am making my way right over here to Frederick Osbo with the perfect event. Can you believe it? The #1 qualifier, the winner of the event, and the 3-time champion, Frederick Osbo, on such a chaotic course, so slippery. How are you finding grip out here?
Oh my God, long story short, I wasn't finding grip. It was insane. I went from enjoying the dry conditions to rain coming down, started hating the rain. I mean, it was, pardon my language, a shit show in top 32. Got through that magically, and now in these conditions I enjoy myself. It reminds me of, you know, my upbringing in Norway and the rainy roads and you know, all that practice with all my buddies back home, all my friends, it really paid off today. And to go against Ryan, you know, a Rockstar Toyota teammate here, and Nito in the finals, it was unbelievable. Great day.
Amazing. So how do you even celebrate this 3rd championship?
Oh, you want to know? Well, we are doing a big desert trip, and we're going to bring that trophy on a tour, and we're going to be drinking out of that trophy for 2 weeks straight and party it up. Ain't that right?
Yeah, love it. Everyone out here you want to thank?
Absolutely. All of you guys that stayed there till the bitter end, all of you guys that are diehard drift fans, I think it's time for an applause for you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 Formula Drift champion, Jeff Jones, get over here. We weren't able to talk to you on the sight lap. Unfortunately, your car broke. I thought you were going to get on the podium and bring your supercharger with you.
You know, I mean, that's always been the plan, but we did switch superchargers. We are on a different setup nowadays. That is a whole new car. You know, I just don't even know what to think right now. It's hasn't fully hit. I'm not on that box yet. The team put in so much effort. We kept saying that we were going to do this. Every single time we wanted to bring our A game, we put our heart and soul into every single thing that we did. So this is insane. It's like sinking in right now. It's like really just, this is tough. You know how long I've been doing this, so we just really been trying to push this as hard as we possibly can. And then Osbo goes up there and just tears it up on that wall, and I'm like, all right, we got to run the high line if we want to win. So I tried to do that in the sight lap to see how it goes, because, you know, beating Turk is not easy at all, and just bit me in the butt. But hey, I'm on the box. It's my first time, so woo!
And of course, I am looking for Ryan Turk, who finished 3rd overall. Ryan, come here. There you are. Grabbing 2nd place. Congratulations. That was an incredible season. You, as a driver, you're always so honest and candid with me, and I really appreciate that. You wear your heart on your sleeve, and you gave it everything this season.
Yeah, I just got to say hats off to the team. They're the ones, I got to drive an awesome car all year, and they're the ones that made it awesome for me to drive. So it's, and it's a lot of work. I don't have many words left at the moment, but I just want to thank crew chief Brian, Nick Byatt, our main tech, and then Dominic Engineering, Dominic Biro for all the hard work they put in. My buddy Kuzi, who's out here tonight helping us out with a fully bummed out knee, but he's pulling through and just doing it for us, and it's just a great effort all around. You know, we had so many ups and downs this season, and you know, maybe if we can clean some of that stuff up for next year, we'll be on the top of the box. So.
Yeah, right. And looking at that, the 1st place in Long Beach, dropping to 5th, getting to 3rd, you have fought your way the whole time. So what's the biggest takeaway, and how do you refocus for next year?
I think just take a break, do something else for a while, and then you know, gear back up for the season next year and just feel refreshed. I think that's the biggest thing, is stepping away for as long as you need to, so that you come back in with that fire and energy and that will and want to win.
Yeah, absolutely. And good thing you have the best wife on the planet.
Yes.
Baby Roman, you're going to have baby cuddles when you get home.
Yes, hi, Shannon, thanks to my wife, Shannon, for doing such an awesome job with our son, Roman. And I'm going to be on the road for a little bit here, and this is just the first stretch. So hats off to my wife for doing such a great job at home and holding it down for us.
All right, Ryan Turk, congratulations on your 2nd place and your 3rd overall. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a wild weekend, but put your hands together for Jeff Jones in 3rd, Ryan Turk in 2nd, and your champion and winner, Frederick Osbo.
Thank you so much, Lorette, for getting on the ground and basically understanding and getting in the driver's faces, asking the hard questions, either, you know, glad, sad, happy, mad, everything in between. There are your podium finishers, not only here at Irwindale, but 1 and 3. And Jeff Jones, man, what a cool ending. And, you know, Lorette touched on that, just all the experiences. And it's you know, always so fun to talk about basically, you know, not just this round, but overall 8 rounds of competition. And it, you know, kicks off in Long Beach, not too far away from here. But your thoughts overall on the season, man?
Wow, it's what else do you say? We've said it so many times. It's wild. It's crazy. We did have a repeat winner finally in this season, which it would have been crazy to have all different. But this event right here, I think, has challenged everybody more than any other event this season in terms of weather, cars braking, and just a difficult track to drive. So kudos to everybody that made it through to the end.
The progression of the sport is what's amazing to me, and it's always about just, you know, perception and where you're at. But there are your winners of every round. We talked about this, 7 rounds, 7 winners until now. And of course, in poetic fashion, Frederick Osbo, 2-time winner this year, the only one, also 3-time champion, defending champion. Perspective is everything, and where you're at. We're up in the box, but being down on the ground, being behind the wheel, being a sponsor up in the booth or being in the stands, you know, you're seeing the sponsors behind us. Thank you for supporting this. Would love to see just more support of what we call Action Sports Motorsports. I've been announcing this series, had the pleasure of working with Ryan Sage and Jim Lau. Thank you to Ryan, our president. Thank you to all those that invest and put time into this. That boo, that means you care. Those that cheer, that means you're here. So thank you so much for being part of this Formula Drift family. I really appreciate this from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure that's the sentiments of many others out there. So thank you so much for contributing and obviously investing into the sport and into Formula Drift, the premier international drifting sanction body. We hope to see you at round 1 on the streets of Long Beach to kick off our 2023 season. And it's a big one. Guess why? We're celebrating 20 years. What was a fad in many people's eyes is not a fad. It's here to stay. It's here to get sideways, and we're here to play. So thank you so much. On behalf of the whole team, we'll see you online, or we'll see you another time, or we'll see you in April at round 1 of the 2023 Formula Drift Championship. Thank you to all the team, the production crew, Kemp and the crew, Lee. Guess what? Go Padres. All joking aside, thank you so much. And babe, I'll see you soon. Love you. To Parker, Tyson, and Stephanie. And thank you to my whole family for their support. Send it, Formula Drift Nation. That's a wrap on our 2022 Formula Drift Championship. Congratulations to Frederick Osbo for your 2022 champion.